Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Very excited for today's beer. A couple shout outs right at the beginning. So, the beer comes courtesy of Chris from Work From Home. Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate it. He was at the brewery this a little while ago, and he sent me a picture, and he's like, "Which one do you want?" And I said, "That one for sure." So, he grabbed that and sent a box. This is a while ago, um, maybe 6 months ago. But anyway, so thank you, Chris, for sending it. The reason I wanted to do this was because the guys at Nerdsense have been doing all these Hardywoods, the gingerbread stout variants that they got. And I was like, man, I got not that or any of those, but I do have this in the cellar. So I was like, all right. So shout out to those guys. Check them out. Wear my Brad Allison 31st Brewing shirt because I just got done watching on Rod J's channel. Definitely check out Rod J. He did almost an hour long like interview video with Brad and Jessica. And so check out all those people. I'll try to remember to put a link to that video with Rod J doing the interview. And if I feel like it, maybe the Nerdsense guys. So yeah, it's one of my favorite things about doing this is just meeting people, even if it's virtually, getting to try cool beers because of people. So yeah, really awesome. So I was also kind of in the mood for a quad, something Belgian-y. And so what they did is they brewed a Belgian style quad, and then they aged it in, they're saying fresh bourbon barrels. And I'm thinking they probably were pretty fresh. It's 12% ABV. Most quads at 9, maybe to 11 ABV. So I'm thinking these were, pretty wet barrels. I don't know what the base. I don't even know if they release a base beer without being barrel aged. So I don't know what the ABV is of the base beer. But I'm assuming it's a little lower. These were relatively wet barrels. I didn't catch if they said how long they're aged for. Uh, no, I don't see it. Um, let's see what else. Oh, I have my door open just in case when I pop this, if it scares my dog, who's currently sleeping right there. So sorry, Bruno, if this wakes you up, buddy. Let's see. So, because if he gets scared, he's gonna want to run outside. No, oh, woke you up. You're okay? You're not scared, buddy? This says to enjoy at 50 degrees. It's 55 degrees, so apparently I'm not drinking it at maximum awesomeness. Um, I love quads. Um, probably, probably Three Philosophers was the first one. Actually, probably the first one I ever had. But I remember just really liking it. Their whole lineup I like, but well, their original lineup. We could get into some of the newer stuff, and actually have a bunch of beers I haven't even tried at this point. There we go. Um, But anyway, so yeah, Three Philosophers. I was lucky enough to get some Westy 12s when I was in Belgium. Tried some other Trappist stuff. So definitely a style I like, and I think bourbon barrels work well with them. Rum barrels as well. But anyway, I was a little over a finger ahead, a little light um, compared to some quads I've seen. It's got that nice reddish. What you're seeing is more brown than what I'm seeing, just the way the lighting is. But I can actually see through it. Yeah, I guess you can kind of see how I'm doing that. You got the computer monitors kind of being annoying over there. So you can see through it, decent carbonation for sure. But yeah, definitely a reddish cherry juice kind of a color. Um, Light khaki head that's going down pretty quickly. I'm hoping to get a decent amount of that bourbon and the vanilla, all that kind of stuff that comes from the spirit and the barrel. And then from the quad itself, I mean, I want that, the dried fruits, the raisins. I want some like plums, grape juice kind of a thing as well. Maybe some notes of caramel, toffee. Um, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, definitely that Belgian yeast. Um, but yeah, no, I'm really excited. Let's get into the aroma. It's been 4 minutes. I haven't even smelled the thing. That aroma is delivering pretty much what I thought it would, which is a good thing, obviously. Um, Besides the things I was saying I wanted to get out of it, because that stuff's there, I get a little bit of like a pear apple vibe as well. The barrel's not as big as I thought it might be, but like that base quad kind of aroma is definitely there. Yeah, I'm getting plums, raisins. I definitely get the vanilla from the barrel. There is a barrel presence. Again, it's just not as much as I thought it would be. It smells really good. That Belgian yeast, there's almost smells like a drier wine as well. But yeah, I think for the third time. It smells really good. Let's see if it tastes really good. Cheers. Thanks again, Chris. I really appreciate it. I should have cooled it at 5 degrees more. No, I'm just kidding. That's really good. Wow. It's like I was saying about the aroma having a little bit of a drying quality, from the smell, like a dry wine. Really interesting experience where there are these moments of sweetness, and then it really does cut through with a dry element. I think oak can have a drying character, excuse me, add a drying character to beer and wine, and I definitely see that here. Um, yeah, it's really good. The initial, like when it first hits my tongue and everything, you start to get those flavors. It's a little muted, and then you kind of get cascaded with the actual taste. Um, you get that the raisin, the plum, like plum juice, which I get a lot of quads, which I quite like. I think I've said this in other beer reviews. It's so cool, different styles of beer, how you can get these things that remind you of different fruits in such different ways. You can drink a New England style IPA and get fruit notes from hops and things like that. I'm getting them here from the malts. It's just so cool. Maybe a little bit from the hops. I shouldn't give anything all the credit. Um, but that barrel, I don't get. I think I could pull out that it has some barrel aging, but it's not a dominant flavor at all. It really works well and is in balance with some of the other things that are going on in this beer. Um, and kind of like I've been saying, for a decent amount from like aged beers I've been having lately, where like all these flavors are melding together. This represents that pretty well, which aged in the barrel for however long, so I guess it makes sense. I get more butterscotch than caramel, but again, not overly sweet, just that butterscotch taste without the sweetness. Definitely this molasses, um, not like a bran muffin, but I guess kind of like that, like brown, like the Nerdsense cats have this brown bread that I've never had, but I'm guessing that tastes like with that molasses. It has that note for sure. The finish is, I don't want to say bone dry, but for the ABV, how much sugar this has in it, way drier than I would have thought. So if you like your quads dry, this would be a good one for you, certainly. Little biscuity note. And again, you get that apple and pear thing in there as well. Really good. Make sure I move that before, in case of. Sometimes I know it's not 10 minutes yet. Sometimes when it hits 10 minutes, it freezes on me. Um, Grand Cru, using like the best ingredients, which is I think what they're going for. This is a good beer. I've had better of this style. I've had worse of the style for sure. It's at the least in the middle, if not middle, little high. Um, One of the first times I was so excited for the Three Philosophers when they did that in bourbon barrels, and it had such a light bourbon quality. It kind of bummed me out. I do wish this one, to build off of that, had a little bit more of that bourbon coming through. Again, I think I could pull it blind, but it's not. Not that I want to dominate, but it's not there. It's not there a ton. There's so much going on with a quad, and a quad has. I mean, if you do a quad correctly, there is a lot going on. I hope I pulled it out and explained that well. Um, for the barrel to fight through to become a flavor you're getting, but I'd be really surprised if someone drank this beer and said, "Man, this is like who likes bourbon in beer?" And someone was like, "Man, this is way too much bourbon." The ABV, I wanted to mention that too. It does not drink like 12%. This is going, and again, it's not particularly cold, so it's not like that's hiding the alcohol. This is dangerously sippable um, for a 12% ABV, big base in a barrel. But yeah, good beer. Definitely a good beer. I like this. I've had better from these guys as well. I think their GBS beers that I have had, for example, are better. But definitely a good beer. Thanks again, Chris. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. And again, check out Rod, Jay, Jessica, and Brad, Allison, the Nerdsense guys. Everyone who does beer reviews, check everyone out. Everyone is equal and awesome. You guys, speaking of checking things out, check me out on Instagram and Untapped. They'll have beer reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.